Money FM 89.3, the best of Saturday mornings. Singapore Home Brew on Money FM 89.3.
Welcome back to the show. Singapore's very own Projector, the independent cinema, is turning 10 years old this month. Over the past decade, the Projector has become very much a cultural cornerstone, having unique art house films, food, events, creating a real space for community and creative expression. Joining us in the studio now to talk about the 10th anniversary party is Karen Tan, the co-founder of the Projector. Karen, great to have you with us, as always.
Hello. Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Tell us what's going on at your 10th year, now that you're 10 years old.
Well, it's a huge milestone. I mean, it's been one hell of a ride. It's been a journey for all of us at the Projector, and we're really glad to see the 10th year roll around. Well, today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary, so we've got a party happening.
Actually, today?
Tonight.
Wow.
At Orchard Cine Leisure, where we are. It starts at 10 o'clock, so if you guys have nothing else to do, please rock around and have a tipple with us.
What's going to happen at 10 p.m. tonight?
It's a party, loads of DJs and music. Come join your tribe, meet other like-minded people, a.k.a. the Projector community, and just have a general good time.
Right. We like successful local business stories on this show. Yours is one of those, and it's in the arts, so it appeals to me as well. In the age of streaming, more people staying at home watching TVs rather than going out to the cinema, in theory. What's been the secret to your success? Because you've gone from strength to strength. You was a little pop-up cinema, then you went out to Beach Road. Now you've got 2 cinemas. So what's the secret to your success?
In the age of streaming, yes. Well, I think the way we look at film and the consumption of film is, that it's not just passive consumption of film. We look at it as an experience, actually. So, when we think about, commercial speak now. So if we think about our product, it's not actually just film, it's actually an experience. And, in this day and age where everyone's really sort of siloed, in the digital space, in their echo chambers, we think it's more important than before that we provide a space that is in real life, a social space, a physical space where, different communities from different walks of life can come together and have shared experiences and sort of meet each other and form connections. And, I believe that this is a really important counterpoint to, the rise of the digital age in, societies in general. How that kind of fits into what we actually do at the Projector is, so we kind of create experiences for people. So you come and watch a film with us. It's not your typical, just come on the dot, get into the theater, maybe miss all the adverts, watch the film, get shunted out into the corridor and leave. It is a social experience where you come, maybe an hour ahead of time, get some great food that we provide, like all the gourmet hot dogs and the pizzas and grab a couple of pints of beer with your friends. And then, after that, just head into the film, watch it, and then you can come out and sort of hang out at the bar and unpack it with your friends as well.
It's really quite a nice community experience. Yeah. I was on Thursday night at the What's Your Story Slam event there, and I've seen talks there. Mm-hmm. I've seen events like people giving speeches. It's not just about movies. It's really about using it as an event space where different communities come together, which I think is a great model. Yeah. And down at that Cine Leisure space too, that building kind of lends itself, I think, to that kind of thought process. Have the external events been successful for you in these last few years, especially since the pandemic?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things that we've done deliberately, actually from day one, was to kind of question what a cinema could be and what that space could hold. And, I think we've diversified from film, into other aspects as well. So as you mentioned, we do a regular story slam that sells out, very well. And we have kind of branched out into, comedy sets. We now do it in 3 languages, by the way. English, Mandarin, and Tagalog.
Wow.
Yes.
Fascinating.
And, other things like poetry slams, DJ nights, music gigs, experimental music festivals, wrestling,
Wait.
Yeah, my friend of mine is a wrestler, and he took part at a wrestling contest at the Projector.
Well, exactly.
He said he loved it.
There you go. And so we're speaking to some of them, and they might do a regular thing there once a quarter, like a Fight Club situation. But so it's about, just kind of bringing other sort of cultural, creative, and content into the space. The way we also look at it is that, in Singapore, like real estate prices and rents are really expensive. And so if you're, a emerging talent or a creative, like looking for space to kind of showcase what you do, you could be an artist, you could be a performer, or you could be a business, and it's really hard to actually get physical space or presence in the center of town. So we're now in Orchard Road in the center of town, and we've got loads of space. So going forward, we're actually looking to collaborate more with local businesses and brands to kind of share the space with us, like to do pop-ups or, to do events or performances. It's just to kind of allow accessibility of prime space and prime sort of eyeballs and to showcase kind of local businesses and talent.
That is such a fantastic point, Karen, because a few years ago, you're like this. I was invited to sit on a panel for the Singapore Tourism Board, right? And it was their AGM. So all of their staff were there, and they'd come back from all across the world. And the topic of discussion was Orchard Road. And I said to this panel of STB employees, Orchard Road was boring. And I got booed. It's one of the few times I've actually been booed on a panel, right? In a comedic way.
Yeah.
But and this was 12 years ago. My point was, for my generation, and I was younger then, but sort of anyone over 30 plus, my daughter lives in Orchard Road, but for anyone over 30, 40 plus, I'm not entirely sure what the magnet would be for people to Orchard Road. But your collaboration is fantastic. It's a practical use of the space. You're bringing a different audience to Cineleisure. You're bringing an extra audience to Cineleisure. To me, it seems like an absolute no-brainer between commerce and art. How did that collaboration come about? Because it seems to me a template for all of Orchard Road. No pressure.
Yeah, well, hashtag listen up, STB. How did that collaboration come about, or that idea? I think it kind of evolved naturally, because when we started, I think it was just about what else could we do in the cinema apart from screen, film. We started off with thinking, okay, let's eventize film, and so when we do film screenings, it's not just a normal screening, but we often pair them with Q&As with the directors themselves, or with book launches. Like, for example, we did a film screening of Green Snake and paired that with Amanda Lee Coe's book launch last week, and it was really well attended. There was a whole Q&A segment as well. So we think about adding stuff to the experience that way, and it went from eventizing film. Of course, we've got dress-up nights, and every year we do the Rocky Horror Picture Show at Halloween. That's a big tentpole thing. People dress up. They throw loo roll all over the theater and water guns, shoot water guns at themselves. It's a whole thing. So it went from eventizing film to okay, what else could we host? And then I think if you create a space and a vibe and with an open mind, people just come forward and want to. No,
I meant the collaboration between you and Cineleisure in the first place. It's Golden Village.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Golden Village. So how that came about? Well, so the Cineleisure space came up for lease a couple of years ago, and we just thought, we've been at Golden Mile. That's been our home for the longest time, but. We always needed to find some place else, because that building's constantly going en bloc, which means
it's under threat.
It's under threat all the time. Yeah. And so we were constantly looking for another second permanent home that we could sort of move to. Otherwise, you can't invest in a business if you don't have a runway. If you don't know if you're going to be around next year, you literally can't even buy a new projector if it breaks down. So that's kind of actually where we are. Our projectors are 10 years old now. It's time. Yeah. But, if we're sitting there, we just don't know if we can afford to buy the new one, because we might not, the building might get sold. So we've always been looking for an alternative site. And so when Cineleisure came up and about, we had just done all these pop-ups during COVID.
You did one down at Robertson Quay that was quite successful.
The cafe.
Yeah. And the cafe. Yeah. And these two really, for us, was a test to see if people came because of Golden Mile Tower, or whether they would follow us, because of
other
our content.
places.
Yeah, and so and so we discovered that yes, people are willing to follow us to other locations, and a lot of people came to the cafe, which is a stone's throw from Senior Leisure.
Right.
So we thought, okay, well, why not? Let's take that risk and take the plunge and do it. The space in Senior Leisure is massive. It's like 6 screens. It's a huge space, and so we thought, okay, well, it's a bit risky if we take it all on our own, given that we're just we're a small shop. So we then reached out to what the strongest commercial player on the street, which is Golden Village, and asked them if they'd like to share the space with us.
I think it's been an
brilliant initiative,
interesting collaboration.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I have to say too that the space, Neil, you were talking about the Orchard Road belt, but the fact that Cine Leisure is just right next to Somerset as well. It's actually closer to Somerset if you want to look at MRTs.
Yeah.
But that zone right there is quite interesting with the Heron and that independent. The jewelry and clothing place, I forget the design center.
Design Orchard.
Yeah, Design Orchard is right there. It's a very appropriate space. And of course, Scape is right behind whatever's happening there. I can never really quite tell what's going on at Scape, but they keep trying to reinvent that as well. So it seems like the right location. And like you say, with 6 theaters, it gives you options to do some of these community events and as well as do the films. And but that brings me to my next question: What's happening on Beach Road? Because it doesn't seem to get the notoriety anymore that maybe it used to, at least from what I see on my socials. Is that still going strong? Is that you still have your fans there?
Yeah, so we've spent the last year kind of straddling 2 locations. Interestingly, we discovered we're also laboring under the misconception that Golden Mile Tower is shut. It is not. It is still there.
Golden Mile Complex
yes,
is shut.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's Golden Mile Complex that's been shut. So, so there's been a bit of that. Having said that, as we speak, Golden Mile Tower is now under, an en bloc process that actually might now for the first time look to be possibly successful. What that means is that, thank God we've found another home, 1. But 2, also, please come down and check out Singapore's last vintage cinema experience. Got seats from the 1970s. It's all a vintage vibe.
Marketing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, literally, it's FOMO because, it might not... We don't know how long we'll have it. So please do come down and check it out. Are
you showing the same films at both places? Or is there overlap?
We do. There's an overlap. But sometimes we only program stuff specifically for Golden Mile Tower because it sort of fits that sort of retro vibe.
Got it.
We did some cult classics and stuff there. But yeah, look us up on our website. We probably blow through about 30 films a month. So there's lots to choose from. You definitely find something you like.
My nephew was here last year. He did a semester at LaSalle studying film. And that was his favourite cinema in Singapore for the brief period he was here. The Beach Road one, he absolutely loved it. Saw the cult classics there. Kubrick,
yes,
I think he saw the Kubrick ones there. He loved that. I like the bar. I think what you do so well is you create this atmosphere for like-minded folks to hang out before and after. Is that something that's going to be part of the marketing strategy going forward to build that community of regulars, if you like?
Yeah, for sure. I think, over the years, we've kind of amassed a community around us. And we're quite proud of the fact that, they literally are, they come from all walks of life, and they come in all stripes. We're also a haven for the misfits and the weirdos in Singapore. But they're all sort of, I think the common thread that runs through all of them is that they're open-minded and they're, culturally engaged and they're curious, So you don't have to be, really into art house or, really arty to come to the Projector and have a good time. You just have to, maybe want to experience something different from the usual.
Right.
And there's always something going on.
All right. We're talking to Karen Tan, the founder of the Projector. Okay. I have a bone to pick with you, Karen.
I bet I know what the bone is. Let me see, because you've brought it up before, but let me see.
All right,
I don't think you're going to know this one.
All right, have a go then.
Okay, so the food and drinks are too good.
Oh, it wasn't that.
Oh, right. Okay, then.
It wasn't that at all.
See?
I thought you were going to complain about the seats.
No. The food
I've got a response to the seats anyway, but go
the
for it.
food and drinks are so good at Cine Leisure that the queues are too long. It takes forever to get food and drinks there. What are you doing to work on that? I hope you're doing something. Thinking about it?
We're going to work faster.
But you know what I mean? Like the queues get quite lengthy there.
They do. Yes, they do. And thank you for the compliment.
No, but it's
we work hard at our
because
food.
it's absolutely because there's something worth buying, right? Absolutely. Yeah.
We're also at the moment investing in a kind of like back-end system where it would allow, once that's up and running, it would allow people to also pre-order some of their food as well, like when you're buying your ticket. So that should help. Yeah. And other than that, yes, we'll work faster.
It's a good news, bad news story.
It's a good news, bad news story. But hang on a second. If you're queuing for something, it's not instant gratification. But once you get it, you're going to value it a lot more.
And in Singapore, it's a FOMO element, right? If you're queuing, it must be good.
Yeah, actually, we seed the queues, like most of the people are just our guys.
I was thinking maybe can you do like a separate stand just across the lobby that has just popcorn and drinks or maybe some of like the basic things, right?
That's actually a pretty good idea.
So you kind of split the...
Yeah, we'll be looking into that as well. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But Glenn touches on an interesting point. I think it was Mark Kermode, the famous British movie critic. If it wasn't, it was someone of that ilk, who during the height of streaming and COVID went on a big long rant, or it could have been a commentary saying, well, the onus is on the cinemas to join the 21st century. I'm not expecting you to bag cinema chains in Singapore. This is a global issue.
Yeah.
And there is an element of that the food, the drinks, the experience hasn't really changed that much in almost 40 years. It's the same standard fare, the same combos. When I came to Singapore in the 90s and I went to a cinema, hasn't changed that much. You're one of the exceptions that's moved with the times. So, yes, we do. I champion cinema. I will to my last breath. But it's also, the onus is on them, isn't it, to stay relevant as an entertainment business in the 21st century.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's also, what we're trying to build around the projector is also I guess it's also like a cultural ecosystem, because we're collaborating with like other creative businesses. We're showcasing, performers, of all stripes. And, going forward, that's kind of one of our, I guess, strategies, if you will, to kind of like do more collaborations. So we're doing a series of F&B pop-ups with local brands. And we've actually got 2 kitchens at the Projector in Cine Leisure. So, this is a clarion call for all of you who are interested. Sorry, shameless plug. But, hit us up if you'd like to, collaborate with us and pop up at our kitchen.
Maybe get Ken and Sophia from the Good Burger up there.
Yeah, they'd love to get involved. We've got comments coming in live, which is quite rare. Jane Ayers says, love the Projector, even held a 60th birthday party there 9 years ago. Rob says,
that, actually,
woohoo, Karen and the Projector team rock. Love that after COVID they came back with the showing of Godfather 1, 2 and 3. He saw all of them. Then the double back-to-back showings of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick at the cafe. Packed out audiences, great food and drinks, great night. There you go. See, they're doing the marketing for you, Karen.
We and I would be remiss if I didn't say that the Projector wouldn't be where we are without 2 groups of people. The first would be the team. That's kind of the Projector's sort of. I love the fact that it's been a collaborative effort, and it's been shaped by individual team members and their ideas over the years, and continues to do so. And of course, we definitely wouldn't be where we are if not for our kind of supporters and the audience and people who come out and support us and watch our stuff. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
And go over there tonight, 10 p.m. at the Projector is the 10th anniversary party.
Yep.
Everybody is welcome. DJs, food, fun people.
We've also actually lined up a bunch of 10th anniversary screenings. The first of it is happening next weekend. On the 1st of February, we're screening a classic now. It's Popeye by Kirsten Tan, which is one of our favorite local directors.
Nice.
And it'll be paired with a Q&A between her and a multidisciplinary artist called Weish. So come check it out. It's at Golden Mile Tower. And Kirsten's now based in New York, so it's a rare sighting if you see her in Singapore.
Nice.
It's always great. She always has something good to say, so come join us.
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
Karen Tan, founder of the Projector, thanks for being with us, as always.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Happy birthday.
See you later. Thank you.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.